What's up, y'all? We're headed to Mashie Golf Institute, Myrtle Beach's largest indoor golf facility and potentially the most premier indoor golf facility. So never been up there before. Shout out to Chris for having us out. So let's hit the road. We'll pick this up. I'm going to do a little time lapse from Breakers Resort. It's around 40th Avenue North, so really good location. Let's get into it. Before we head inside, let's take a quick peek at the website. Very clean, neat looking, has the hours. You can book a tee time right there. You can book a daily pass and instruction and gift cards, all kinds of stuff right on the website. You can also look at the details of the membership. Looks like a very nice membership offering. Here is the view walking through the front door. Big, large, open space. Putting and chipping green to the left. To the right is a warm-up bay range. And to the back left is the 3 simulators. 2 full swing, 1 Uniker monitor. Plenty of couch and space to relax. Watch your buddies. Talk crap. Here's a better view of the 6 warm-up bays. And in this corner in the future will be more of a fitness area, TPI assessment going in there. And Mashie is home to Coastal Carolina men's and women's golf team. This is over by the putting green. They have putters available if you don't have your clubs. Got a few chips in here, and this green held really well. It reacted just like a normal green. See that there, checked really nicely. There's another great view of it. Maybe we can get a little chip in here. See if Dr. Chipinski will arrive. Not today. We only hit a few chips. Wanted to focus most of our time on the simulator, and we had to hit a couple of putts. Thought we made that one, but go ahead, walk it in. And also, the guys at Mashie do not care if you hit some foam balls around, try a couple trick shots, little bank shot. But here's a good look at the Uniker monitor, which is the premier monitor there. Getting warmed up, just checking things out here. You can track every stat imaginable. Here's a good view of, it's got about 15 different stats there to check out. It's hitting 9 irons, 143 yards. Here's a little slow-mo driver on number 2 at Augusta National for your viewing pleasure. Stay tuned. One of the next videos out on the channel will be a 2v2 scramble. Myself and Chris, the owner at Mashie, versus buddies you've seen on the channel, Matt and Tyler. We had to do it on the full swing monitor, which is still really nice, but not quite up to par as the Uniker, because thanks Matt, he's lefty there, so I had to do it that way. Good stuff at Mashie. Beautiful facility, great technology, lots to do, fun vibes. So check it out if and when you're in Myrtle Beach. It's, as mentioned, super close to all the hotels and resorts. So let's kick it to about a 10-minute conversation with Chris, the founder and owner. And we'll see you guys in another one. Peace. Thanks, Chris, for having us over, man. We enjoyed our afternoons.
Absolutely.
Mashie Golf Institute. Real quick, where'd the name come from?
Well, I was trying to figure out something that's golf related, but also kind of harkens back to the traditional side of the game, where we're trying to do more of a technology-based game improvement center. So trying to combine those things, and Mashie is just a old Scottish term for a 5-iron,
Right. Okay.
Mashie iron. And
Yeah.
I watched a lot of Bobby Jones instructional videos,
Uh-huh.
and there's a lot of stuff on there where he's like, the Mashie iron is a useful tool.
I've
And,
seen
you
that.
know,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's cool. So you've been open. It's March now. You've been open what, 4 or 5 months?
Since end of December,
December.
so about 3 months and some change.
Cool.
Yeah,
It's a good spot. You got 3 bays right here behind us with Sims, and those other side you showed there. So
yep. Got the 3
that's
bays on the sim side for shot visualization mostly,
right.
and we like to think of like the simulators as another tool training device in the space, and less of like a um, kind of entertainment thing, though it's
It
extremely
it is
entertaining.
entertaining. Yeah, we had fun. Yeah, you can play. You have what, 1,400 courses to
Yeah,
play from?
about 1,450, and they're adding more every day. So it's like a couple of weeks ago we had 1380, and now it's 1450 something. So just keeps going up, and there's more updates to all these courses, and they just keep getting better and better over time. So it's pretty fun. We can go on a heck of a world tour
You can.
in here if
Yeah.
you got enough time.
Screw the world tour and the real one, the one in Myrtle. Play here.
Yeah, we have world tour on the Sims too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What other courses in Myrtle you have?
we have world tour, Caledonia, True Blue, Barefoot Die, uh, Dunes, Dunes Club, and Tidewater.
Cool.
Yeah,
Those are some of the top ones here. So,
yeah,
how's business been, and like, what are kind of your plans in the next couple of years? Are you add
yeah,
more, or kind of walk us
yeah.
through that?
So the membership is going pretty good. We still have about 24 spots left available for our founding memberships. That's our first 50 people, and those members are really going to define the space and kind of what we progress into over time, what we invest in next, and
Right.
that sort of thing. The whole goal of the space is to get people better at real golf, and provide a resource to the local Myrtle Beach golf community to live a professional golf lifestyle. So having unlimited access to hit as many balls as you want per day, get in high quality reps, um, get data and feedback for every shot, have supervision from coaching staff, and progressive, practice sessions and tips and things that kind of pull you along through your process. But we're also work closely with many other independent golf coaches and instructors. They do lessons here on
Okay.
rainy days. They bring their students in.
Oh, cool.
Students of other academies can come here in between lessons and really be able to grind on all the stuff they learned in their last lesson, and still have access to their club path numbers and face angle numbers and stuff that you're working on and getting explained in lessons. That was my big problem, is I would have lessons and be using all these kind of benchmarks for what I'm doing right and wrong. But then after the lesson, I'm back out on the range with nothing and no way to check in on those things between
Yeah.
lessons.
Yeah. Those numbers, they can be important. You got to know what it's doing, right?
Yeah, and just to have, I'm not as focused on the numbers per se as I am having some sort of way to measure if I'm doing the right thing or not.
Right.
So like I was really always working on an in to out club path, and that's something that you just can't feel every single time. You have to be able to have something that will tell you if you were in to out on that swing. And that's just one example, but yeah, it's like having feedback for every shot that isn't just ball flight,
Mm-hmm.
because ball flight can also, that's why we have the net range, is ball flight can be pretty discouraging when you're working on new moves and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And ball flight is really a combination of like 2 to 3 factors. It's your club path, the angle of your face in relationship to that path is where it tells you where the ball's starting and where it ends up, where what side it spins to. And so, like, if just one little thing is out of whack, ball flight can go all over the place. But a lot of folks that are kind of just starting out or kind of intermediate players, they see a bad shot shape and they think their whole swing and their whole game is messed up. And it's death on progress and like confidence, and being able to see all the data for each shot. It's like, okay, that one was bad, but now you instantly know why, and you instantly know what was bad about it, and you know that, oh, it was just my face at impact. It wasn't everything about my swing.
Right.
So
Good
having that access to that on a daily basis consistently is like what the pros do. It's what D1 college programs do. It's how they train and practice and get dialed in.
Yeah.
And it's like, why don't average golfers have the access to that equipment, that technology, that lifestyle?
Good stuff. Yeah, I mean, I've noticed like Bryson recently, watching him in his practice rounds. He has his monitor right there on the course. So he's the scientist. I think he knows what he's doing. So he's very in tune with the numbers. So
Right, and
cool.
he's a big inspiration as far as this facility, in the sense of like, we see the best in the world, and they're working into a net with data in a controlled environment. He's not worried about ball flight. He's worried about feeling crisp, clean contact, and making sure that ball carries the number he's looking
his
for.
carry numbers. Yeah, for him, he's like doing his little clock system, getting the numbers.
Yeah, but it's like, we have the CCU men's and women's golf team come in quite often for their team practices and stuff, and they are mostly on our range with launch monitors, notebooks, cameras, training aids, and they're looking to hit 85 yards 100 times in a row.
Right.
And then they'll switch clubs, or they won't even switch clubs. They'll just ramp it up to the next yardage or something. But consistency, and just drilling that feel into you is what the highest level players are doing. And the average golfer, especially around here, we have tons of access to all the clubs they use. We have access to the balls they play with, to the apparel they wear, all this stuff, but we don't live like they do. We don't practice like they do. But we think like, oh, this year's AI 3D printed driver is going to change our game. And it's not.
The case.
And Bryson's another example for equipment. It's like, we've seen him pick up a kid's set of clubs from Walmart and shoot par. And as geeked out as he is with equipment and stuff, it's like, good mechanics are good mechanics. It doesn't matter what you're holding in your hand. You can get around the course and you can shoot a good number if you are mechanically sound. So
cool. Well, I know earlier you mentioned like some guys rented out the space. Like, how does that work? And do you have like a pricing structure for that? Because what we're booking, talking to bigger groups. So I think we start recommending here. It's super close. So like, how does the event? How's that work?
Yeah. So we don't have like a one-to-one structure on like the event space aspect of things at the moment. We kind of just work with the group, their time frame, their budget, that sort of thing. And it depends on the size of the group, the hour of the day, how long they want. And if they just want a bay or two, that's different than renting out the whole space. But we've had some really cool events where people have rented out the whole space for a few hours in the evening, even after hours, after operational hours. And
I could see that being a blast.
It's been a blast. They do, they're doing matches on one sim, they're doing closest to the pin on another sim, and they're doing another match on another sim, and then they're in between shots, they're getting warm and getting loose on the range. And cheating, you know, by getting in extra shots.
Uh-huh.
And then we go over, we'll drag mats anywhere around the facility and use our foam balls to chip and pitch
Yeah, you
shots
got
onto the green. And
great putting green. Do putting matches over there.
yeah,
And you don't mind if they bring food and drinks or
no,
extra
yeah,
charge for that or
nope,
no?
nope. They just pay for the space and they can do
Do
what they
whatever.
want.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. It's
Man.
just golf etiquette is the only rule. So, you know, clean up after yourself, be respectful to everybody and the
Yeah.
space, and just
I
normal
mean,
stuff,
the
normal
price
Southern
you'd
charm.
mentioned earlier, I mean, you brought 10 or 12 guys. That seems like a great deal. You split that up. I don't see why people wouldn't be all over that.
Yeah. I mean, it's, you know, we did a 4 hour takeover basically for a group of like 15 to 17 guys for $300, and that covers everyone's whole
That's
night, and they get to bring the food they like, not have to order off our, you know, piece together menu or
right.
something, or, you know, we don't, they can bring whatever drinks they like. Some people like beer, some people like liquor, some people like wine, some people like different types of beers, and we can't obviously stock everything. So the BYOB thing, especially for events, has been really good and really beneficial to making it, you know, like a individualized kind of
I like
experience.
that.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah,
Cool. I think that was kind of a couple questions I had. So appreciate you having us over today. It was
yeah, man.
fun. Enjoyed it,
Absolutely.
Chris.
Really
I'll be
excited to
recommending
have you.
here.
Yeah, absolutely. We're ready to go big this year and get as many folks in and kind of get the space dialed in along with everyone's game, and you know, see how we can progress the space and everyone's golf game this year, and get to a point next year where, you know, this facility is the best thing in South Carolina for game improvement.
I could see it. I love it.
Yes, sir.
Thanks again, Chris. Shout out to
Absolutely.
Mashie.
Yes, sir.